A live look out at the White House tonight. The Secretary of State Antony Blinken is in China trying to reestablish political relationships there. He is now the highest ranking member of the Biden administration to visit Beijing. Fox News correspondent Lucas Tomlinson reports.
Ahead of his top diplomat's arrival in China, President Biden appearing to downplay that incident with the Chinese spy balloon that floated high above the United States in early February, including flying over sensitive U.S. military bases.
But I don't think the leadership knew where it was and knew what was in it and knew what was going on. I think it was more embarrassing than it was intentional.
Secretary of State Antony Blinken departed last night for Beijing, months after abruptly canceling his last visit because of the Chinese spy balloon. It's the first visit by a Secretary of State to China in 5 years. Blinken spoke ahead of his trip.
Intense competition requires sustained diplomacy to ensure that competition does not veer into confrontation or conflict. And again, that is what the world expects of both the United States and China.
Blinken's trip to China comes after a series of recent provocations in addition to the spy balloon. A Chinese fighter jet recently buzzed a U.S. Air Force spy plane in the South China Sea, and a Chinese warship cut in front of an American guided missile destroyer recently in the Taiwan Strait. The White House also admitting China has been spying on the U.S. from the island of Cuba since 2019. And Biden's defense secretary was recently snubbed by his Chinese counterpart during a recent visit to Singapore. Some Republicans want to see a more muscular China policy.
I think it's important for us to have conversations with our adversaries, to lower the temperature, so to speak. But we can do that best from a position of strength. I think there's a perception that the Biden administration has been weak when it comes to China.
Ahead of Blinken's arrival, a number of prominent American businessmen have arrived in China, including Bill Gates, to meet with Chinese President Xi Jinping. The Chinese premier told Gates, quote, "You are the first American friend I've met with so far this year." In Washington, Lucas Tomlinson, Fox News.